Everybody, I just wanted to create a short video to show you how to integrate AI web apps with Top Hat. It's a really great way to further engage students with the Top Hat platform, and it's a very easy thing to do. No coding experience is required for it. And I'm going to show you some examples here right at the top to kind of show you what I mean. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And so one of the things I wanted to show you today or this video is just how easy it is to set up web apps that are truly engaging and really interesting. If you'd like to join me or use this link with a web app, I have a little tiny URL that you can click on or a QR code that you can use with your phone or device. But I'm going to show you where this goes. So let me pop over to this. So basically, this leads to a web app that I created with Claude AI. You could just as easily use Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever AI that you like best. And I created as a web app that can be easily integrated with Top Hat. So as students are looking at it, they'll actually look at it like this. They'll be on Top Hat, see a Top Hat page, and they'll see this web app embedded right into it. This is a pretty fun one where basically, if you click Let's Play, you can talk with someone who's depicting a different type of attachment style. So the person might say, I can tell you something kind of deep, or can I tell you something kind of deep? And it gives you responses that you can respond with. I say, yes, of course. And they say, never mind. It's too much. How was your day? I don't usually let people in, but I did with you. And I try to make it engaging for a Gen Z audience by using the way that they text. What's nice about this is I didn't actually program this web app at all. I didn't even program the text that's using or the language that it's using. Claude did all this for me. So I'll say, oh, I'm glad you trust me. And they say back, okay, but now I'm scared. I do this thing. I think I'm going to pull back a little, not because of you. I'll say, is everything okay? I got scared when things feel good. That's all. Okay, wait, I'm back. I overthought it and I missed you. Okay, that was a lot, not gonna lie. So basically, this allows students, I usually do this with teams of students, to chat back and forth. And at the very end, they have to guess what attachment style this person has. I would say this probably person is dismissing. They seem like they have a hard time forming attachments, and I'm pretty sure about that. And I can submit my guess and get, oh, in this case, I got it wrong. This person was actually disorganized. Maybe I wasn't reading close enough. This person was dismissing and insecure in their attachment style or preoccupied. But it gives you that kind of instant feedback. So it almost creates sort of a gamified learning experience, which is especially great when you have large classrooms or online classrooms where maybe you can't sort of engage students on that personal level, but you can create an app that does for you. So these types of games or sims or apps or whatever you like to call them are a great way to spark curiosity and a sense of play inside the classroom. They add a sense of interactivity to what might otherwise be a pretty unidirectional lecture of me just talking at them. Instead, they get to explore a concept. And also, it makes things personal at any scale. I can teach a classroom with 400 students in it, and I do that, or I can teach an online class, and they're getting that gamified, personalized experience. What's really nice about it, it's very manageable. I can usually set up an app in about 30 minutes to maybe an hour if I want to tweak it, and then set that up in Top Hat within like a couple of minutes. And I'll show you how to do that today. For the most part, what I think about is student engagement first. So I kind of go backwards. I start with how do I want to engage students? Maybe it's through a game. Maybe it's through a personality inventory. Maybe it's having them talk to a fictional character. And then from backwards, from that, I design the app through AI. And again, any AI model works great for this. And then I drop it right into Top Hat. So I'm going to show you how I would build something like this just in a few steps. So let's say that I wanted to do a lecture. I'm a psychologist. And I want to do a lecture on personality. And I want to have students get to know their own personality, maybe by having them answer what's called the Big Five personality inventory. That measures things like extroversion, openness, neuroticism, all this kind of stuff. Well, I can create an app for that really quickly. I'll say, I want to teach my class about personality by having them take a short personality quiz. I want this to measure the big five and to give them feedback about their own personality after taking this survey. Go ahead and fix the typo here. So basically, it's that easy. You can basically click OK, and it's going to generate something for you. In fact, I did this earlier just to not have you wait a minute or two for it to generate this. And let's see, I saved it on my desktop. So let me pop over to that. And this is what Claude created for me. It's a little Big Five inventory where someone clicks start, takes about 2 minutes. They click where they are on these different personality traits. I'll just click through. And at the end, it gives them feedback about their own personality with the Big Five. So they can do this in class, they can do this on their own, but it's a great way to have them engage with the material on a personal level. So let's say I've created this app and I have some directions more specifically on how to do this in a resource I'll share at the end. But basically, I've created what's called an HTML file, just a web-based file. It's sitting right here on my desktop right there. So how do I integrate that with Top Hat? Well, you can use any free hosting site. I like to use Netlify because it's very easy and it's totally free. So if I go to my Netlify, which is at app.netlify.com, it's a totally free resource for anyone who wants to use it. I'll just click Add New Project. And then right at the bottom it says upload your project file. Well, I just have that one HTML file, so it's really easy. Browse files to upload, and I'll attach it right here. It's called the Big Five Ocean Activity.html. And I'll just say, rename and deploy. Sure. You can rename it if you'd like to, but it's just as easy to use the name. So within literally a second, now this is streaming live on the internet. Now anyone can go to this website called Enchanting Semolina, whatever. It comes up with something random. I'll click on that. And now it's hosted on the actual internet. So how do I then put that into Top Hat? Well, basically I copy the URL and then I go to a Top Hat page. I'll go ahead and close this out and I'll create a new page. Go add to course, create page. And if you're scrambling to take notes, don't worry. I have a short video of this as a resource to y'all that I have on my website too. But I'll say something like Big Five inventory, take the survey below. So the way to integrate it with Top Hat couldn't be easier. You basically go insert and then click on iframe. And that's where you're going to pop in your URL. Click insert and boom, it's right there. And what's great about Top Hat too is you can then include other questions. You could have a question, I'll put in a question here. I could have it be Likert scale, fill in the blank. I can kind of pick anything I like, but I'm going to click, you know what? I'm going to make it something a little different. I'll go sorting this time. I'll say, call this personality results. I'll say, sort your personality variables from what you were rated highest in on top to lowest in on bottom. So this is a sorting one, and you can do this in any way you like. I'll add in the 5 answers, and I could put in, extroversion, openness, neuroticism. What are the other ones? I'm thinking agreeableness and conscientiousness. Oh, I did put the O in the wrong place there. Neuroticism. There we go. And of course, I can make sure that there's really no correct answer to that. So I'll just make that worth participation points and I'll save that. And so that way, that's a way for students to rank their own personality. I could include a discussion question in that as well if I wanted to. I could put in discussion and say personality accurate. How accurate were your results? Please explain. And again, I'll make that worth participation points. But basically, you can make this a bigger, more interesting kind of activity by using and utilizing what Top Hat already has to offer. And once you're done, you can click Save. And then, of course, present that to your students. And they would be able to take the survey, engage in a sim, whatever it looks like, talk to someone with a different attachment style, and then input their results. So I've used this in many of my classes. I have a lot of different examples that I could show you. But basically, I just wanted to show you briefly how quick and easy it is to set this up. Literally, you can make an app within 10 minutes if it's something simple and plug it into Top Hat right before class. So normally I would have time for questions. Of course, this is a video, so I wanted to just show you a couple of examples and a website that I developed to kind of help you if you want to do this stuff yourself. So I include the URL at the top. It's at my GitHub page and a QR code right there as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. I go to my own website here. And basically with this website, and by the way, I designed this website with AI as well. You don't have to have any coding experience, but it basically goes through what I went through in this talk. It talks about how there are basically 3 steps. You can describe your app, drop it into Top Hat, and then engage students with it. And I made 3 short videos that show you each of those steps. So you can pause the video if you want to go, how did he do that on Netlify? Or how did he plug that into Top Hat? It's all right there for you. And then I have a few embeds or examples. One that I quite like, I showed you the read the text game to show you the versatility of it. And I made this so it looks exactly like what it would look like in Top Hat. I have a snap judgment game where people judge attractiveness of targets at shorter and shorter speeds. So they might look at 2 faces and say, which one was more attractive? I'll say face 2. Oh, I was right. And you can tell this one's a bit more symmetrical than that one. That's one of the things this lecture was trying to teach was about symmetry and averageness of faces. But each one goes a little bit faster. See, I preferred face 1. Oh, I was correct. And by the end, they're judging faces extremely quickly to see how quickly face judgments can occur. I've done this with classes, and usually even when you get down to about a half second, they're all coming with the same answer, really showing that this is a primarily subconscious process. And I know the answers to all these. Let me get one wrong for us to show you what that looks like. So let's say they picked the wrong one. It's just going to tell them, oh, you picked face 2, but face 1 was rated more attractive by most people. And by the end, they get a score so they can show how good they are or what their preferences are when it comes to judging facial attractiveness. And you can even set it up so that that points out or spits out the scores for everyone in the class. So my results was I got 5 out of 7. So all this, again, can be integrated with Top Hat really easily. And it's a great way to add that bit of gamification and engagement with your students, whether that's a small class, a large lecture hall, or an online class. Really, the limit is just your imagination. And all of this was done through free tools plugged into Top Hat. Top Hat is a great resource, especially for plugging in these apps, because it's a resource your students are going to be familiar with. They'll know how to go to a page and engage with it, answer questions along the way. So instead of pointing them to a bunch of different resources, like go over to ChatGPT or go to my Netlify, it all is plugged into one resource. So if you're interested, definitely check out my website. It's got more tips and tricks as well as some prompt exercises if you want to engage with that. But you should be good prompting and engaging your students with apps in Top Hat probably within 10 minutes if you look through it. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is ravilla@ucmerced.edu.